Good morning, good life. Welcome back to AmyTV, where we come together to help you go after the life that you want. And if you would like to be a morning person, but it hasn't really been going according to plan, you're probably doing it wrong. A very popular topic on YouTube is waking up early and seizing the day. This, of course, attracts a crowd of naysayers who will tell you why it's not a good idea. I personally believe that you should just do you. Whatever works for you, that's what you should do. If that is your most efficient, if you feel good about it, if you are productive, go to town, whatever it is that works for you. But if you're trying to be a morning person or get up a little bit earlier and it's not working for you, then I just want to talk to you today about why that might be. Before we get into it, you know what I gotta do. I have to give some Twitter gratitude. And today I want to shout out Kay Hansen Creative. Katrina, thank you so much for watching these videos. Your time and attention means a lot to me. And that retweet was pretty cool too. So thanks. If you would potentially like a shout out here on Twitter Gratitude, all you gotta do is follow me on Twitter and retweet my latest video when it comes out. All right, here are a few reasons why you might just suck at waking up early. Not trying to call you out or anything, but number one, waking up before you've gotten enough sleep. If there is anyone on the internet instructing you that you should wake up at 5 a.m., no matter what happened the night before, please stop listening to them and read any book, but written by anyone that is somewhat reputable, because they will tell you that's a terrible idea. Just because you have a goal of waking up early should not mean that you sacrifice on sleep. That completely defeats the purpose of waking up early. You're trying to use that time to be more productive. You can't be more productive if you haven't done the one thing, the one unexplainable thing we need as humans or as living creatures in order to survive. You could literally die if you don't get enough sleep. I know that people that deal with insomnia are probably thinking, thanks a lot, Amy. Thanks for the news flash. But it's true. After a certain amount of time of no sleep, you don't have a lot of hope. So you don't wake up at 5 a.m. just so you can check that box. Falling asleep at your desk or doing absolutely nothing with that time because you should be sleeping is ridiculous. I am not going to wake up at 5 a.m. so I can sleep at my desk. No. You've got to get sleep. So waking up early means you have to adjust accordingly to get the 7 to 8 hours you really need the night before. Are there many of us who still don't get 7 to 8 hours? Sure, I have been getting 6 to 7 because I have a really crazy month, but that's because I know I'm gonna sleep like a champion when I'm on vacation. Is that okay? No. Are there stints of time where that's okay? Sure, you're gonna be fine if you're still getting a good amount of sleep. But if you're partying, or forget the partying, but if you're binging Netflix until 1 a.m. and then you're like, okay, I set my alarm for 5 a.m. I mean, come on. It's just not realistic. I believe in resetting the next day so that you can start a day fresh, but that doesn't mean that whatever you did the night before is gonna go forgotten. Your body's gonna tell you it ain't working. The second mistake you could be making is that you're not actually getting out of bed. Now, if you didn't get enough sleep, stay in bed, but sleep in bed. That's the only thing you should be doing in bed, and the other thing. You should not be staying in bed during your wake up time, at least not for too long a period of time. I do know that some people like to meditate in bed, whatever, that's cool. Or if you like to read in bed, that's cool. Personally, if I read in bed and it's 5 a.m., I'm gonna fall right back asleep, okay? So, no. If you're staying in bed, it's probably not going to be beneficial for you because you're actually not doing much with the time that you're trying to gain as a part of your day. Number three, often a symptom of people who stayed in bed is that they start scrolling social media right away. If I wake up, come into my office, pick up my phone to turn off my alarm and start scrolling social media right away, that 5 a.m. time frame was completely worthless. Paying too much attention to what the rest of the world did last night it's not how you start the day, okay? Like, no. Okay, I do not want to see your glass of rosé when I'm drinking lemon water and doing my morning pages, okay? It's just not the vibe. But the bigger reason we don't do that is because we know social media is the highlight reel, okay? I don't post crappy photos of myself on Instagram, and I know most of you do not either. So why are we gonna start with somebody else's A game other than ours? Forget that. Don't do that. That's a really great way to easily let 1 to 2 to maybe 3 hours fly by in the morning that you could have had for yourself, or anything that you care about. Anything you want to mobilize whatsoever. Could be for your family, could be for some project, could just be to read a book, but you gave it to somebody else, and that, I'm sorry, that time is better spent later on in the day. As a matter of fact, like, I still forget social, like text messages. I don't know what else I have to do. I have an entire YouTube channel dedicated to how I do things, but I still get texts from people all day long when I do not want to text. And sometimes if you don't text them back, they're like, what's going on? Are you okay? And I'm like, I'm literally fine. Like, I just don't have time to talk on text message. When you get consumed with other people's world, you let them decide how your day is gonna go. Stop that. The fourth thing that'll make you suck at waking up early is that you don't have clear goals. If you're just waking up for some arbitrary reason, like Amy told you to do it, like it's a really good idea just for no reason whatsoever, it's not good enough. Even me telling you to wake up early is not good enough. And I recognize that, because I could say that I wake up early just so I'm not a hypocrite on this YouTube channel, but that's not a good enough reason. I like to sleep. I mean, I probably would stop talking about waking up early on this channel because it's just not how I'm wired, but that's not why I wake up early. I wake up early because I know how much time I have. I'm sitting here filming this, so grateful that it is before 1 p.m. because I took less time to get makeup done. I took less time to set my lights up, and I thought I was going to be behind schedule today, but I'm ahead. And I feel like my day's almost over, and it's 1 p.m. and I've gotten a lot done up to this point. You do not become hyper aware of the hours of the day until you really own your morning to be yours. I know this. And on that note, number 5, you haven't planned your morning in advance. I knew everything I was doing today last night. I have been calendar blocking my entire life for a long time. You guys know this, but also just going through what are the list of priorities. If things have to shift around tomorrow, if emergencies happen, if whatever happens, what are the top priorities that have to get done? They cannot be moved off the calendar tomorrow. I always have that list the night before. And then everything is scheduled, including the things on that list and anything else that I had going on. But things change, and knowing what you have to do is a great way to start the day. And also knowing that things can happen is a great way to navigate the day. Number 6, you're not hydrating. Drink some water, bro. At least start the day with it. You just went, hopefully, 6 to 7 to 8 hours without food or water, and your body, even if you think it's hungry, is actually probably really thirsty. Like, you've been like mouth open breathing for 8 hours. Give her a drink. I personally feel like lemon water is the most amazing way to start the day, in addition to just skincare. Like, this is where I moisturize, here, but the rest of my body, I drink that lemon water, and I swear I actually feel my body waking up in a different way than you feel like it's waking up from caffeine. You know the difference. Like, if you've done this, you know the difference. Gotta hydrate. That is another really, really important thing. I think it may be arguable how much water somebody needs in the day. You can do your own research on that, but just start the day with a glass of water. Like, you absolutely cannot go wrong with that. And finally, number 7, you don't take care of yourself first. I hear this a lot from those of you who are parents in my community, and I am not one, so this is really, really difficult for me to speak to, and I think it's going to be different for everyone, just like everything else is. All of our problems are special, right? But it can be really hard to wake up early, and maybe the kids wake up with you and they totally screw up your plan to have some alone time, or whatever the case may be. There are always going to be things that happen. It's continuing to not give up on yourself, finding that time for yourself so that you can make things happen and feel like you own the day. There's probably somebody out there that's like, you know what? Doesn't matter what time I wake up in the morning. I have a family to cater to at that moment. I actually don't get my time. But when do you? When have you integrated that into your day? When have you figured it out? Do you need to actually wake up earlier? Is it possible? I know that's crazy if we're talking about 3 or 4 a.m. now. I get it. So if it's not, then when is it going to happen? Because the reality is, if you get no more than 30 minutes to yourself, let's just say 10. If you don't actually have 10 minutes to yourself, you do not have a life, and you need to take control of that immediately. Stop letting even your little ones decide how you're going to live. because you got to show them how to do it. I know, parenting advice, I'm not a parent, but that's how I feel at this stage. I'll let you know if it changes. Listen, it's not changing anytime soon. Oh my God. Get focused on having a better, more rounded morning routine, at least one that feels like you decided happened. And surround yourself with people who are doing it too. Check out my new project, The Shine Squad. It's at patreon.com/AmyTV, where we talk all about this stuff all the time. It's such a great group of people who really will motivate you to want to do a little bit better in your next morning. All right, let's share what we learned today in a tweetable. The future depends entirely on what each of us does every day. A movement is only people moving. Gloria Steinem. All right, I want to hear from you. Be honest. What hasn't been working in your morning routine? Leave that in a comment below. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life you want. Cheers. Hey, if you want a shout out here on Twitter, gratitude. Stop squeaking, chair. A movement is only people moving. Gloria Steinem. Floria or Gloria? Oh my God. A typo for the ages.